Yeah, in one word, freedom. Yeah, I always got tired of being told what to do and how to do it, and it bugged me. You know what I mean? I was like one of these kids with big, giant, spiky green hair. You know what I mean? And all this and da da da. And I just my mom did a lot of things to her credit, but she also didn't know when to pick her battles. And so there was a lot of battles that she fought that she didn't need to. Like, you can't have green hair. You can't, blah, blah, blah. Right? You could fight that battle, but if your kid's a major behavioral problem, maybe, like, accept that green hair. But you know, what you shouldn't do is hang out with these people. But if all you get is no, then it's like when you have parents that say don't do any drugs ever, and then some kid goes to school, smokes a little pot, and they're reeling cocaine and stuff like that. It's just like, because you gave them an all or nothing policy. You didn't say, this is one thing and you have to be careful, but this is very serious and this is not. And I'd stay away from this though. And this is acceptable, but in small amounts, you know, harm reduction model kind of thing. So,
I see you got some ink. Did you get ink? Or like when mom was around, she's like, and then she's like, you got the sleeve.
I'm fully. Yeah.
So did that start in high school and your mom's like, why didn't that? Or
what
was
that
like?
I got kicked out of the house the first time is because I got a tattoo. I got my stomach tattooed, and my mom wasn't having it. Cowgirl from New Mexico, and so she's like, "If you get a tattoo, you're out of here." And I was like, and in my head as an adult, I'm just like, "Dude, you're just making it easy for the kid." You know what I mean? It's just like, well, then I'm out of here because I want to be out of here anyways. So it's like, you know what I mean? I want to go strike out in the world and prove that I'm independent at the age of 17. I'm gonna do whatever I want, whenever I want, kind of thing. So that was kind of funny.
So then obviously you have a turnaround. You're a smart guy. You end up, what was the impetus to go to San Francisco, go to college, or how did that happen?
I'm so stubborn that when I was done being incarcerated, I was only incarcerated for a couple months. No, sorry, for 6 weeks. So, for any period longer than 3 days, right? So like 6 weeks is only long one. So, I got out and I still was like, well, I have to graduate high school. And I was put into a secondary school, but then put into a third tertiary school. So when I graduated, it was like there's no sticky notes around here, but my graduation was like a sticky note that was like, congratulations, you graduated 2.5 years or 2.5 months early. Because what I learned in jail is the same thing I learned in this school, is that when I was acting up and being crazy and all that stuff, I was then with a bunch of kids who were doing the same, and they were horribly undereducated, criminally undereducated from the toughest of environments, socioeconomic statuses. And so I was sort of playing in this field, right? I had a lot of the things that I needed. We went from working class to middle class over the period of my life. So we were middle class at that point. And when I was in jail, I was in there with kids my age who couldn't read, you know what I mean? And I'd be 16, and they'd really struggle. And I was like, holy shit, like, these kids don't have a choice. I've got a choice. You know what I mean? And I started to kind of realize that. And going to this other school was the same thing, too. There was like 12 of us, and they're like, okay, to graduate, here's this. And they just hand you a packet this thick and do it in the next 3 months. And I did it in like 3 weeks. Because it was like going back, like, it wasn't some Good Will Hunting situation. It was like going back to fucking 8th grade, but I was a senior in high school. I was like, seriously? And they're just trying to get kids to not graduate. You know what I mean? So it was just like, all right, boom, boom, just flew through this stuff. So I ended up graduating 2 months earlier than the rest of the people in my normal school because the bar was so low for the fuck-up kids, including myself. So, which was kind of wild. And it still is. So, yeah, I became very aware of the fact that I was sort of trying to vacation in this behavior problem when a lot of people, they were trying to make it out and couldn't and had none of the resources. And we're being incarcerated over and over and over and over and over again. And I was about to start that path because I was doing it now. And now it was on my record, and that was going to happen again and again and again. And after about 5 years of this, yeah, you're going to be cool because you've been incarcerated, but then you're going to be a fucking loser trying to make it for the rest of your life, and you won't. You'll be stuck in your small town. So it taught me some interesting lessons.
How'd you segue from that to going to college? And that was obviously the inciting incident where you went on the right path for what you wanted to do. Ultimately.
Yeah. So my mom had instilled in me, like, you should go to school. And she did that the right way. It wasn't, you should go to college. It was, you should go to college. Right. And I knew I needed to make it out of my town. So when I got back, graduated, I then worked for 2 years, going to junior college out in my hometown. There's a little college out there called Copper Mountain College. And so I lived on my own again because me and my mom, we weren't seeing eye to eye as much. And so I worked full time. And I went to college full time and blah, blah, blah. I did all the right things, right? We're still partying and having fun, but within the realms of, nothing. It was pretty wild actually, but still whatever, right? And me and my mom weren't talking and all that. And college just fit like a glove because it was like, we don't care if you're here or not here. It was adults teaching adults, right? I mean, not that I was much of an adult yet, but, and it was great. I just loved it. And a lot of the teachers, I had really good teachers, you know what I mean? Like, I have a real soft spot for community colleges.